Greetings each and every one of you. Well, this is Servant David. And if you're looking for health awareness, elevation, games, stories, songs, comedy, and more, then come check me out. Servant David Show. Party man and woman, them know. Content for your channel start grow. Stop right up from the all the info. Your yelling name in the intro. This is Servant David Show. So comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And don't forget to share me out. Yeah? Servant David said love, manners, and elevation.
So I'm asking you, Father, keep us closer. Keep serving David safe in this perilous time. Hey, it's your girl, The Flame, and you are listening to the Servant David Show. Keep it locked right here and don't change the dial. You don't want to miss it.
We better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, like disease, don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that.
We're just going to talk about HIV and AIDS a little bit today. Before I get started, I'm just going to wait till a few people log on. Play a song or two. And invite some people,
We talk about it even on the TV show. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. See how many people HIV have murdered in England and America, in the Caribbean and Africa. So you could have be a hero or a soldier. Human immuno don't respect no one. Human immuno is too dangerous. What kind of virus no one can trust? HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Human immunodeficiency virus. Human immunodeficiency virus. That disease is infectious. So read Genesis, Numbers, and Leviticus. Pray to Jah, He'll protect all of us. Pray to Jah, He'll protect all of us. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe.
Yeah, just like I said, I'm just waiting for a few people to log on, and then I'm gonna go on and get started and talk about this HIV AIDS thing. It's been a real long time I've been wanting to talk. Well, actually, it's been laid on my heart to talk about it, and I've just been putting it off and don't really wanna, But sometimes when we ask God to use us, He takes us out of our comfort zone, and He uses us in His way. So I guess this is just a way for Him to use me, I don't know. So I'm gonna shed a little bit of light on this thing, because earlier I was actually listening to a radio station, and a caller called in, and a comment was made about something about them when people eat certain things and don't eat certain way, and etc. etc. They start to shrivel up on this and that and look like somebody have AIDS or HIV, you know. So I was questioning, well, what does someone that has HIV look like? Because you can't really tell. You can't tell from looking at someone. You know what I'm saying? So that's that even inspired me more to shed a little bit of light, a little bit of education on this thing, you know. So again, I'm just gonna play a couple of songs, and you know, invite some people and then get into it.
I'm trying to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, like disease, don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution. I'm trying to understand that prevention is better than cure. And how we can listen to man and woman, especially those who like to run around. Also long you try to exist in this world, so you can say that you never been told. When they talk about it on street corners, they talk about it on the radio, they talk about it even on the TV show. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. See how many people HIV have murdered in England and America, in the Caribbean and Africa. So you could be a hero or a soldier. Human immuno don't respect no one. Human immuno is too dangerous. What kind of virus no one can trust? HIV, bad disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure.
I'm gonna ask you all to just, you know, as you log on, just share, because you know this is awareness and needs to be out there, you know.
Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Human immunodeficiency virus. Human immunodeficiency virus. That disease is infectious. So read Genesis, Numbers, and Leviticus. Pray to Jah, He'll protect all of us. Pray to Jah, He'll protect all of us. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, that disease don't respect nobody. Believe.
All around us are people infected with HIV and AIDS. Enough harsh words have already been said. No, now let's show them love. After all, we are all they have, and it could have been one of us. True. My life has come
Close to the end.
I'm all alone, and I ain't got no more friends. The AIDS virus is in my veins.
A clear reason why they all up in there.
See, I'm living a life full of shame.
Oh me, oh my,
And I can take
the pain.
I only got
Myself.
to blame.
Just waiting for a few more people to log on, you know.
It's my greatest regret. Oh, I am HIV positive. abandon me.
It's punishing me enough already. And you don't have to do it.
See, I wish I could do something about it,
But I can't turn back the hands of time.
and there's still no cure for it.
So them say,
From this harsh reality, oh, I can't hide. Oh, I'm living a life full of shame.
oh me, oh my, and I can't take
The pain, I only got
myself to blame. I'm regretting this.
Oh, I am
Positive.
but don't you abandon me. It's punishing me enough already. Don't give up yet. No. See, you still ain't dead. Still alive. Keep a positive mindset. Exercise.
Make sure you're properly fed.
Take your medication. That's what's up. And also pay close attention. To the doctor's instructions. Live life to the fullest. That's your point. Show love. See, I am better, feel positive. But don't you abandon me. It's punishing me enough already. You don't have to do it. See, I am better, feel positive. Don't you abandon me. It's punishing me enough already. You don't have to do it. Oh, I am
HIV positive. But don't you abandon me.
It's punishing me enough
Already.
You don't have to do it.
Blessed day to each and every one of you. Greetings in the name of the Father, the Son, and of course the Holy Spirit. I just want to touch on this thing called HIV/AIDS and, put a little education to it or inform someone who may be misinformed about it, because this thing went viral basically, say, in the early 80s to the mid 80s. It started to go rampant around the whole entire United States. But it actually started long before then. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was in the back in the 1920s, and it kind of originated from, I guess there were monkeys, right, or chimpanzees back in Africa or whatever, and you used to have, like, how the guys, they go out there and they hunt. They used to, they eat monkey. So the hunters will go out there and either get injured somehow and come in some type of contact with the monkey, whether it be getting bit or it be even as far as injuring themselves. They have a cut on their hand or something like that, and they, because they're hunters, and in the process of chopping the monkey and dealing with the chopping it up and stuff like that, the blood eventually gets into them, and by also eating the infected monkey. And it could have also been the women, because women also used to take care of the food and stuff like that. So that's how they say it originated from. And there's a lot of other things that happened from it, of how it really got, to spread so rapid. You know, I'm not really gonna touch that topic. I'm actually gonna save that one for another time. But just to shed a little light on it briefly, um, there was a doctor named Robert Gallo, and he basically injected a couple of humans with it, and it began to spread even more like that. Now, this thing called HIV is a monster, and it's a genius. It's a very smart thing. You know, and it can trick the body into doing and thinking lots of things. For any of you who may be in the medical field and know anything about the human body and the cells of the human body is made up of many different cells. The two basic type of cells that make up the human body are the red blood cells and the white blood cells. Now, the red blood cells, they are there for your oxygen. They help your oxygen and all of that. The white blood cells, those are the white blood cells that fight off all type of infectious bacteria. Those are your soldier cells per se. So they fight off all uh, sicknesses and stuff like that. When the body, well, let me back up a little bit. Sorry, I didn't rehearse or anything like that. So please, just bear with me. And again, I'm a little nervous about doing this, because I want to get the right message across the right way, and it's hard. So the human body is supposed to have an average of between 500 and 1200 white blood cells. Again, the white blood cells are the blood cells that fight off bacteria. Now, when HIV enters into the body, the first place that it goes is into the stomach. It hides inside your intestines, and it builds up. As it's building up, I wish I had some type of dialogue or something that I could show you, some type of animation, something that I could show you. But the virus builds up inside the stomach, and it starts to go out into your body. As it goes out into your body, it attacks specifically the white blood cells. It does not touch the red blood cells. It only attacks the white blood cells, because that's what it was designed to do. That's what it does. So it attacks the white blood cells. When it launches on to the white blood cell, it embeds itself inside of the white blood cell. So the body that is producing these white blood cells, when they see that white blood cell, it gets confused and thinks that it's a healthy cell, when in all actuality, it's really a sick cell. The virus, the AIDS virus, is inside that white blood cell, maturing and growing. When it reaches to a certain point, it actually destroys that white blood cell completely, and goes on to another cell and other cells and other cells. HIV, it replicates itself. It reproduces itself, but it can only do that with good cells, and that's why it attacks specifically the white blood cells. Also, because it's designed to kill. Now, as the virus attacks these soldier cells and kill them off, eventually over time, you start to get sick. When someone, the most common sign for someone that is infected, and this may shock you, but it could be as far as a common cold. You may think you have a sore throat or a little flu. A flu-like symptom is very, very similar to you being caught catching AIDS. But just because you have those symptoms does not mean necessarily that you have it. That's why getting tested is very, very, very important. Very important. It's better to know than not to know. I've been tested. How about you? Get tested. Again, I will talk about that too later on, and also in maybe other, videos that I do. This is the first I'm doing, and I'm gonna see how it go. So again, the virus, it attacks the white blood cells and it kills them off, spreading throughout the whole body. Over time, the body starts to break down. The human body is supposed to have between 500 and 1200 copies of the white blood cells. Once the white blood cells reach a level of 200 or less, they consider that being HIV. It could be other things as well, but once the white blood cells reach 200 or lower, it's considered AIDS. HIV processes into AIDS. So you get the virus, the HIV virus first. HIV is human immune virus. AIDS is autoimmune deficiency syndrome. When the body is infected with the HIV and the levels drop down to 200 or less, again, that's when the body you are considered to have full-blown AIDS. Once you have that, you start to show many, many, many more signs, and like losing weight, rashes may come out, certain cancers, body aches, many, 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 many different things. Weight loss is a very, very popular sign. You start to shrink down, you start to get fevers and this and that. And that is how the virus takes over the body. Once HIV is into the body and it's untreated, that's when it really gets into a dangerous state. Back in the 80s, this thing was new to them, or so they acted. That's what I think. It was new, or they didn't have the technology, whatever, to deal with things. Since then, they've come out with many, many, many different medications. But my views on medication or pharmaceutical drugs is I'm not gonna touch that either right now. I'm gonna prepare for that one. But I don't think that no, we should be putting chemicals inside of our body. The Father, Almighty God, He clearly gave us the cure for everything. The human body is designed to cure itself of anything, as long as we take care of it properly, meaning we eat right and we exercise properly and we take care of the body properly. Thank you everyone for coming on. Everything's going so fast and I'm trying to concentrate. So if I haven't healed you up or said anything to you, blessed love to you. See? And I don't really want to get off track by looking at names and calling names either, But blessed love to each and every one of you who log on. And if you're just logging on, I'm asking you to, share this and even go back and watch from the beginning if you missed any. Again, let's get back to it because I'm kind of running off a track here. So the virus it turns into AIDS once it's untreated, and it begins to kill off the body. HIV can hide dormant inside your body for many, many, many years. Again, let's back up a little bit to the part where, let's say you get infected and you start to show those signs of the flu, you know. That flu symptom will last maybe approximately a few weeks, you know. And then it can go away by itself, or it can go away by being treated, by taking over-the-counter meds or whatever. And then it kind of relaxes. That's when it's there doing its job, killing off the body. So it well, I'm telling you, this thing is really a monster, I'm really a genius. From the time it's HIV until the time it reaches AIDS, it's about between an 8 to 10 year process. So that just shows you that, you can live with it for very long, probably longer, and not even know, So again, that's why it is very, very important to get tested. Get tested regular, especially if you have multiple partners. Even if you're married. Even if you're married, it does not matter. Get tested. Talk to your partner. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family about it. Because this, like I said, this thing came out or surfaced years ago. And after a while, it seemed to have kind of died down. But let me tell you something. It ain't going nowhere. It's still here. So once that like I was saying, the HIV, for it to process into AIDS, is between an 8 to 10 year process. But each person is different. So that's where this thing can also be tricky. So just because someone may get it, it may not take the full 8 years before signs start to show. What I mean by that is, let's say you have Jonathan, you have Greg, and you have Sally. Jonathan and Greg both had sex with Sally. Sally is the infected party. Now, whether the two guys knew about it or not, or knew about each other or not, it doesn't matter. It could have been different times, but let's go on the same day, because some people are like that. They have sex with multiple people same day. Not wise. Anyway, so the two guys, they have sex with Sally. No, the first guy, he takes care of his body from long time. He eats proper. He exercises a lot. He takes care of his body, while the other guy does not. He eats junk food. He smokes. He drinks. He doesn't exercise. Stuff like that. So his body is not as healthy as the other one. Let's say the first guy has 800 white blood cells, and the other guy has 600 white blood cells. They're still pretty much healthy, right? Only difference, one is higher than the other. So now when they both come in contact with the HIV virus, the one who has the less white blood cells, obviously his white blood cells are going to die off quicker than the other guy who has more white blood cells. So the guy with the less white blood cells can start to show signs within weeks to months, when the other guy, he doesn't show signs at all. At all. But yet they both are infected. So that is how the HIV, it kills off the body. There are many different beliefs or myths on how you get it and this and that. I'm going to tell you a few of them. First of all, you cannot catch HIV or AIDS from anyone by touching them, meaning shaking a hand, hugging them, dancing with them, or playing with them, or anything like that. You cannot get it from a toilet seat. You cannot get it from sharing bathrooms or showers. You cannot get it from sharing clothes. You can get it from kissing if both parties have open cuts in their mouths or sores in their mouths. Then that's where it gets to it. Or deep kissing, deep tongue kissing. You know? So that is how you can get it. You can get it. You cannot by kissing. That is how you can get it. Oral sex. It's not common, but it can happen. It's about a 2% chance of it happening. But the way that happens is it's usually the person doing the oral. Now, you know, let's say you have because you have a lot of different type of people out there. Some are bisexual, some are straight, and some are I don't want to offend anyone, but homosexuals, right? They let's talk about them. Now, for two guys to be having that type of relations, it's usually the bottom. When I say bottom, I mean the guy doing the oral to the guy. That if the guy who is receiving is infected, he can pass it to the guy doing it if he ejaculates in his mouth. Or again, if there are sores or cuts in his mouth and you know the liquids from all of that combined, and that's how you get it. But if the guy who is doing it has it, it's a lesser chance of him giving it to the guy that is receiving it. I don't know if that makes any sense. The same thing with with two women, or the same thing with a guy and a female. It's usually the receiver who ends up getting, other than giving. I don't even know where else to go with this, and I don't know how much info I've actually been able to give you all. But I'm gonna try to keep on, doing this and shedding a little bit of light again, as I said, on HIV/AIDS, because it's a serious, serious, serious thing, and it is still going around in this world today. All over the world. This thing is all over the world, and it's not just someone who is having sex who can catch it. The unborn baby inside the mom can catch it. The baby sucking on the breast can catch it. There are so many different ways. You don't have to be homosexual to get it. You don't have to share needles to get it. You don't have to be killing monkeys and eating monkeys and all of that as the hunters were doing back then to get it. There are many, many, many different ways that you can get it. And just by looking at someone, you cannot tell that they have it. There's no way to look at someone or to even look at yourself and say you have it. Now, if you are aware with some of the symptoms, you can point out certain things and note and say, okay, maybe this might be, and maybe it might not be. that's where you go and get it checked and stuff like that. So again, this HIV/AIDS is a very, very, very serious thing. It's still out there. It's still prevalent. There's also another disease called lupus. Lupus is very, very similar to HIV. Very, very similar, but it's not the same. Again, and another thing, don't just I'm telling you what I've learned from my research and from my looking up and from my experience. So don't just take my word for what I'm telling you. Look into it. Research. Do your research. You know, every minute we're down in our phone and we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram and this and that, and take a few minutes to pick up a book, or while you have your phone in your hand, go to Google and or wherever you have to go and do some research. And don't just take it from me. You know for yourself. And again, getting tested is the best thing that you could do, because it's prevention, again, is better than cure. It is better to know than not to know, especially to find out when it's too late. Again, your diet has a lot to do with you either maintaining or actually curing AIDS. But again, this is just the first time I'm doing this, and I don't want to bunch up everything in one. I feel like I want to do this again, with the help of the Almighty God. So I'm asking each and every one of you again to just please get tested. Get tested often. Do what you have to do to know.
All around us are people infected with HIV and AIDS. Enough harsh words have already been said. No. Now let's show them love. After all, we are all they have, and it could have been one of us. True. My life has come close to the end. I'm all alone, and I ain't got no more friends. The AIDS virus is in my veins. A clear reason why they all up and left. See, I'm living a life full of shame. Oh me,
and I can't take the pain.
I only got myself to blame, and this right here is my greatest regret. Oh, I am HIV positive, but don't you abandon me. It's punishing me enough already. So you don't have from this harsh reality. Oh, I can't hide. Oh, I'm living a life full of shame.
Wagwan nuts.
Oh, me, oh, and I can take the pain. I only got myself to blame. Oh, I'm regretting this. Oh, I am HIV positive, but don't you
Abandon me. Make sure you're properly fed. Yeah.
Medication, and also pay close attention to the doctor's instructions. Live life to the fullest. That's your point. Show love.
Again, I'm asking you all to share this and go back and listen to what you may have missed if you're just now logging on. I thank you all in the mighty name of Jesus for stopping in and even giving me the time. But again, this is a very, very important topic. Awareness. Did you know that women who are HIV infected have a higher chance of breast cancer than those that are not infected? Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
So again, get tested, because it's better to know than not to know. Thank you all for stopping in and checking out this. Please share, playback, because it's information well needed. I hope I was able to get across important information. Hopefully the next ones will be better. They say practice makes perfect, but I don't think so. I beg to differ. I rather say practice makes better, because nothing or no one is perfect but the Almighty God Himself. Manners and love. Thank you all.
So long as in you, Father.